Hey everyone, so it's been a while since I've been on here to do a video, but it has been bugging me that one of my last videos that I did like this about rentals, I was saying that I was going to show you one bedrooms around here. And I haven't done that yet, so I'm going to do that. We're going to France this weekend, so I'm going to try to get this done and posted before that trip. Yeah, so I got a driver's license, as some of you probably know, and now we're able to rent vehicles, rent a car from here, and go on little trips for the weekend. And so there's a Puente coming up, which is a long weekend in Zaragoza. Actually, I think it's all over Spain because it's about this day, the Dia de los Muertos is what they call it in Mexico. Dia de los Santos is what they call it here. And in the United States, we call it Halloween. And so that's the holiday that it is. So any long holiday here is referred to as a puente. So for this puente, we're taking a little trip, crossing the border. I'm going to try to do some documentation if I can, but no promises. For sure, you'll be able to find things on Facebook and Instagram that I post. That's like a given. But as far as going on YouTube, I don't know. It takes a little bit more effort, and so I have to also have the time to make the videos while I'm there, and I want to, enjoy the family time at the same time. So today I'm going to do one bedroom, maybe two bedroom apartments in Zaragoza in nice areas and show you what's out there, the price points, and what you can get. And then you can go online and you can compare that to like Valencia, Barcelona, and Madrid, and you can decide, where's the most value at for your dollar, for your euro. Um, so let's get started. Okay, so I already have it in English. I'm going to click rent, and we're going to do housing, and then Zaragoza. This is how you use the website. And you see it have it divided into all the neighborhoods here. This is the Ebro River, so it's kind of like a little bit sideways, I think, like than what you would be looking at if you were on a map. But you have Centro, Tasco, Arabel, Actur, Las Fuentes, San Jose, Casablanca, Romareda, Universidad, Delicias, Almozara, Mero Bueno, Barriero, Monte Canal. And then out here is, this is the A2 interstate. And so outside of this is an area that's just further away, harder to get to. The buses don't run as well there. Taxis cost more money. The trip is longer. So when you're first moving here, you don't really want to go out there unless you absolutely have to, because you don't have a car and you don't have a means to have a car. Really, a driver's license for 6 months. After 6 months, you can't drive with your current driver's license. You don't want to make a decision that says I'm going to live somewhere where I need a car, because 6 months after you move here, you're not going to be able to legally use your U.S. driver's license. And I know that may not apply to everybody, because some of you may be EU citizens watching this and have an EU driver's license, and you can, that you're an exception. But my videos are geared towards Americans, and that's why I mentioned that situation. And I talk like everyone who's watching my stuff is from there, because that's who my content is geared towards. That's who I am, so that's what I do. Okay, so now I'm going to click view all 494 homes that are for rent here, and then we're going to filter them down by the number of bedrooms. So you come over here, and we're going to click on 1 and 2 bedrooms, turn off the 3 and 4, and then see what we have. So you can see that took us maybe 50%. Now we have 213. So we can look on the map, and this is the inventory here, guys. There's a lot of rentals here. Um, 213 properties, 1 and 2 bedrooms. So what you're going to want to do is you need to filter it down more. I'm going to go with a higher price point and more space. Okay. I know that not everyone is going to want to do that, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to show you everything that's under 1,500, and I'm going to bring this up to like 900. And you still have a ton of places, 96. Okay, so let's see what we can get for 1,000. What about that challenge? So we can get for 1,000 and then go with no minimum. And now you're at 169, so it's still too much. So we need to bring a minimum into the picture here. You don't want to be, the 500 price point, probably, there's not going to be anything there. If I take this over here to 500 to 550, you can see that there are no properties in the city area or even the whole section of the province of Zaragoza. So we don't want that. So we're gonna come up to 600, and then let's see what we get between 600 and 650. There are a few places. So this is what you can get for the 600 to 650 euro range. And after this, I'll take it back up to the higher price point. So this area here is is fine. Over here is also fine. I don't know if you can see my file, if I've got the mouse pointer on or not, but I'm referring to the property that's at the northern area here. It's dark green. I wouldn't go with this one over here, the 600 euro one. This over here is the tram line, and so the 600 there is going to be near the university area in the tram line. That's a good location. Over here you have the university area. This could be hit or miss depending on where exactly that it is at and what your comfort level is. So really, we're coming over here to Parque Grande. This is a good area. It's known for where you see Centro Médico Quirón Salud. This is known as a good area here. Over here, it could be hit or miss depending. I would have to go there and look at it. See exactly what street it's on, what neighborhood it's on. At least this is an area that can be in between, you know, so it could be good, could be not good for you. And down here, if I was going to live in Toledo, I would live closer to the water. This brings down this area is an old area of the city, and it's a lower price point down here, and so basically this I would live here before I would live in like say Delicias, but that's because I'm very familiar with this area and I spent a lot of time here. It's also somewhat close to Parque Grande. There's a lot of schools in this area right here. So if this place was closer to the water, I would be more likely to go there. So we're just going to start there and see because I know that. So this is 50 square meters, 600 euros a month. I need to put it on Spanish so that the website works correctly. And basically, it's not furnished. I'll show you. It's not furnished. It's on the fourth floor without an elevator, and that's what you're going to get at this price point. Long-term contract, that's good. They want a 2,000 euro deposit, and they want you to meet their requirements for their non-payment insurance. So that's going to be whatever that company says that you have to have. The owner has to do what the company they've chosen, whatever they say you need, whether it's nominas, whether it's citizenship, whether it's a certain amount of money in the bank, in NIE number, anything that company, that insurance company says that tenants have to have, the owner has to require it, or the owner has to say, I'm going to waive that requirement and just let you rent. So this is a place where at this price point you see that you're basically going to get no elevator. So now we're going to go back and leave that area, and let's go to something that it's kind of be like something that I would kind of default to. Something I would be more comfortable recommending to somebody, which right now there's two. That's this one and this one without looking at anything else that has to do with it. Okay, so the one on the tram line, 47 square meters, two bedrooms. It's an exterior apartment. That means it has windows shining in with the sun. If it says interior, that means it's going to the darker area. Like the way the buildings are set up here, there's a center space. It could be very narrow where you can literally see into your neighbor's window, or it could be very large where you have a whole playground there and plenty of sunlight. So it just depends on the building itself. So this one, you can see they haven't, I mean, let me switch it to English. And it's just been done. Says it has air conditioning, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, a balcony, furnished, and with an equipped kitchen. And so here are the pictures, small table, but you know, if you're just one person, the shower is small. You can see there's like a mirror in the shower there. Bedroom, this is that air conditioner right here. It's called a Pinguino. It's portable. You can take it with you whenever you move. If this is part of the home, then maybe this is what they're calling your air conditioning. So it's not going to be anything like what you're used to with central. And it's not going to be nearly as efficient as the split units. So then you have the toilet there behind the shower, a bedroom, closet. I think there was there two bathrooms? Let me go here. Yeah, just one bathroom. So this is another picture of the same bathroom here. Um, Same bed. It's kind of confusing, isn't it? You have to look at the bedroom. So this is blue, and then we have the plaid. So this is the second bedroom. It looks like they're bigger than a twin. This is probably a very narrow hallway here. A closet. Maybe that's a bedroom door. So I think this is going to be a dishwasher, like a portable dishwasher. I'm guessing that that's what that is. And then you have the washing machine here. You have to hang your clothes up to dry, most likely. There's a desk in the bedroom. You can see there's the windows and a door that must go out to the balcony that they refer to. There's a very small oven. So you get an idea. It's kind of like some stuff that you find in a motorhome. They do have a microwave here. Again, this is the €600 price point, and they say 1 month deposit, but they literally are not giving any other information about what's required to move in. So this is just like you have to call and ask. If you have pets, do they accept pets? What are their moving requirements? Because they're not telling you. And then where they're actually located is right here, which this is not a bad location because the tram line is here. The local train that we have that runs through the city itself, the slow train, that station is right here. And then you have going this way, you have Aragonia right here. There's like a nice mall here. You have Parque Grande not far away. I think you could walk there because or you take the tram, you walk here, and you take the tram once, and then you're there. Then there's like the private hospital that's over here. So that would be something if you're looking for like a good location, €600, no elevator, and it's on the third floor. Here, what that means is that's the equivalent in the United States of the fourth floor. So you're going to be going up 4 flights of stairs. Okay, so let's circle back around to let's look at one more that that I would like be in that comfortable to recommend without going and looking at the places, right? Because I'm just going off of the location. So this is 654, 46 square meters, and only one bedroom. It's on the it's on the first floor and without an elevator. So you're going up 2 flights of stairs. It says that it's commercial premises for rent, which makes me think this is you want to rent this as to be like a store or an office. It doesn't say it's a home, but it does say it's a 2-story duplex. Garage space, that's good. Open floor plan and kitchen, only for self-employed individuals or companies. So maybe if you're going to be living there and working from home. Honestly, we would have to call and ask, like, what do they mean? Because I've never seen this before. But anyhow, it was updated 2 days ago. It has a garage space, so that's great. It's a duplex. So let's look and see what it's telling us and what it looks like. No elevator, $650 a month, 46 square meters. So this is the building. That's probably where you go in. This is again the outside of the building. Going into the building here, they give you a key for that. This is what I don't know, maybe the kitchen, but I don't see a stove. Okay, so the other side of it, there's a refrigerator. You get a little like, like maybe this is supposed to be the basement where they have a small kitchen and refrigerator there and these stairs. I don't know if you'd really want like a pet going up there or a small child, but they have outfitted this area here with a kitchen. It might not be por vivienda, which means for living in. This is the water, the small stove, small refrigerator. I'm not quite sure if this is for actual living. We'd have to call and ask. They have a lot of pictures of the kitchen. And then bathroom, mirror. This is a heating element here. You can hang your towels to warm them while you're in there. They have like a sink, toilet there. They have a bed. Looks like probably a mattress. Sometimes you get these things in the pictures are a little bit weird. That's a closet. A terrible photo. A coat rack, I think. Can't make heads or tails out of it. I don't know what the front door is. Usually they start with the front door, like literally the front door. That was, I think, the basement door or something. And then they have a bed. So they have a bed with a mattress, and they're calling it a duplex, which in the U.S. that means a home another home next to each other, two townhomes. So this, it seems that they mean maybe it's a duplex and this is one of the units, or maybe they mean a two-story apartment. They have some laundry, so it gives the impression that you can live there. This is the address, and maybe it has a camera system here with a door. And so, it's not quite straightforward, and that's what you get at this price point. So now I'm going to take the price higher. I'm going to take the price higher because if you're coming in here on a digital nomad visa or the NLV, you're going to want to move yourself out of the very competitive price range so that you can find what you want. So one of the ways that you do that is you go here to the space and put it on 120 square meters because people here usually stay in smaller apartments. So you can see nothing comes up at 120 square meters at this price point. So we're going to raise the price point to like 900, and I'm going to put it on 1,000. So we're still looking between 900 and 1,000, and there's nothing. And so let me put it on no minimum for 1,000, and there's nothing at 120 square meters within 1,000. So if you only wanted to spend 1,000, you're going to have to go down in size to 100 square meters, and now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more properties, and they're different from the other ones. So here we are again next to Parque Grande. Here we are again, the same general area as the last one, next to the tram line. Here we are in this near Parque Pignatelli, where this is what I would consider a good area on Paseo Sagasta. This over here also a good area near Plaza Los Sitios. Moving into something that this is still fine. Just I wouldn't go over here. I wouldn't go on this portion of this street, but right here would be fine. I would not go here. I would not be able to recommend this to anyone. I just wouldn't do that. Maybe you would say, "Well, it's fine for me," and I would say, "Okay, fine. I'll call them and go look at it for you." But if you're asking me and I'm telling you, then I'm going to tell you no. Like that's not my recommendation, and neither is this. They do have a lot of Airbnbs over here, and I've been told by locals, it's okay to go to the Airbnbs for a month or less, but don't. This is not somewhere where you really want to live. The buildings are old, the insulation's not good, noise level is high, neighbor complaints because of the noise. If you have kids, dogs, whatever, and they have some crime there. It's a higher crime area in the city. Now, where they put the Airbnbs, they put them right next to Mercado Central. They put them in the areas where they're keeping an eye on everything. But really, like you can't walk out at any time of the day or any time of the night and go to the store, after dark. Like I wouldn't personally want to do that there. So just keep that in mind. So now we're at that. Let's pick this one because this is really close to Centro. It's really close to the tram line. There's a nice little grassy area in here. It's just very like Spanish, very Zaragoza, and it's close to Plaza Aragon, Corte Inglés. I mean, everything is here, shopping and tons of things. So this is going to be my choice of like the ideal, perfect little location to be. So let's see what you get at that spot. So we have 106 square meters, 2 bedrooms. You're on the 9th floor, interior. Okay, so you're going to see this patio here is looking out most likely to the interior of an apartment, not the exterior. So your windows, you might not get a lot of sunlight in this apartment. We're going to have to look at the pictures. $995, and let's see, it says anything in critical here. There's a bedroom with a bathroom, and air conditioning, ceiling fans, built-in wardrobe. Central heating is included in the price. That probably means that the building controls access to the heating, which means they tell you when it's going to be turned on and off. And as long as it's on, you can use it and most likely set it to your preferred temperature. But if it's not on, then you can't use it. And you're going to need a heating alternative, either a space heater or wear 2 layers in your house when it's cold, and lots of blankets at night until they turn on. They have a doorman because it says they have 24-hour concierge. A social area, so maybe a common area, park outside, and parking is available for rent in the building. Okay, so it's just been updated 11 hours ago. And here you have the terrace, which they're not showing you what's on the ground there. Maybe that's where the common area is. This looks nice, a traditional Spanish type of home. I'm guessing that's the front door. So you're going to have a closet as soon as you walk in. and going off into a room here. I don't know what. And that looks like the living room. So here's a bedroom with the built-in closets and the windows going to the neighbor's wall there because it's an interior apartment. So you're going to notice that there's not a lot of sunlight coming in. This is a bathroom with a bidet. This is the living room. It does have a terrace, but again, it's an interior. So there's a split unit. This looks like it should be a living room. Then you have the hallway. This is the entrance that we were looking at. And then you have that closet over there, and right across the way, you have the second bathroom. Here's the kitchen. Looks like a pretty good size for as kitchens go here. Dishwasher, washing machine, stove, well, right there next to each other, normal. Sink, little table. They typically do put a table in the kitchen, and then they might label that as the office because usually kitchens have doors here. And then you would have a dining space. You would have a dining space outside of the kitchen, like a dining room, like a formal dining area. So you have two tables. This is another bedroom. Here's the kitchen from another angle with the cabinets, a microwave, some counter space there, and a window. Again, a repeat picture. Same bathroom, different angles. Same kitchen, different angles. It looks like it's right off the living room. So like right in there, you have that door that's over there, the air conditioner, and you go into the rest of the home. You have a little pantry over here. Here's the bedroom that has the bathroom inside of it and the built-in closets. This is the living room with the built-in shelving over there. That's another angle with the patio. At least you have some outdoor space, but it's not with the bright sunshine coming in all the time. But it's an excellent location. So if this was your price point, I would say this is a good place for you because it's got good space at over 100 square meters. It's got an outdoor patio. It has windows. It has one air conditioner installed, it looks like. The heating situation is not going to be excellent, but you can deal with it. We deal with it. We have that situation here that I described. They have built-in closets. That's good. So I think this is good for like that price point. It's not excellent. I prefer an exterior apartment, but they have the garage they available for rent and other features that I think are great. So now you have over here the tram by the tram line. This area here is fine, but I think that this one is better. But you know, it depends on your situation. If you have like a dog or something, you might like this because there is a dog park here if they accept pets. There's one bedroom that has a bathtub. That's the kitchen, smaller than the one we just saw. This is a living room. I wonder if this is actually long-term housing or not. See, why do they do this to the pictures? It says fully renovated, 2 bedrooms, 4 bathroom, open floor plan. It has its positives and minuses, air conditioning in the living room and double glazing in all rooms. That means the windows are double glazed, which is good for noise and heating. It has been updated a month ago, so it could already be rented. It almost looks like it's a short-term rental just because of the way they have the photos. But the kitchen is quite small compared to the other place. Well, how is that the same kitchen? They must be stretching the photos. So, yeah, they are definitely stretching the photos. And then you have the eating area there. And I would not trust what the place even looks like because they've stretched the photos so badly. This is a fine area, but probably very noisy. But they did say they have double glazed windows. But so let's go over here because it's near the tram line. I just think it's like maybe more centralized with the tram line and all of that. It's a penthouse, so that's an attico. That's on the very top level of the building. And 62 bedrooms. They've brought the price down, so it's probably been out there for a while. 2 bedrooms near the train station. 98% usable space. 30 square meter terrace, living room, bedroom, master bedroom with an in-suite bathroom. Let me just switch it to English. To Spanish because it doesn't work. The website itself does not work well in English. Let's see. Anything notable in here that I see? And so they don't accept pets. Okay, they don't accept pets. So it was just updated 20 hours ago. So yesterday. So this says it's the hallway, paseo, like a hallway. I don't know if it really is a hallway, or if it's more like a living room. Here's a bedroom with the heater and another one, and the bathroom, shower, updated. Again, dishwasher, washing machine, stove, microwave, oven, microwave. Where's the stove? Okay. This is where they call you from the gate, or you can open the door. And this is maybe a terrace to the property, so that's nice. And here's the bedroom. Here's the terrace. Uh, Living room, storage, another terrace, another dispenser is like a closet, like for food. Bathroom, kitchen, which that goes out to this. This is where we saw, I believe, they had like a table sitting in that picture here, right outside the sliding door. And then the hallway here, and another bedroom for the bathroom. So the two bedrooms are separated, so it could be a type of roommate situation there. So anyhow, or just an office and a bedroom. So 960. So these are like two good places at that price point. So let's see. Let's raise the price point, and because even this would be a very competitive section. Really, you want to have like 10 or 11 places to call. That would be ideal, because you need to like maybe go and see like 3 or 4 of them. So let's see. Let's raise the price up to like 1,500, and we're going to get some more properties here. So you have those over there, and then you have these here, still with 1 and 2 bedrooms. So if you raise the number of bedrooms, you're going to get more properties. So this is again Paseo Sagasta, and at Goya, and also at Plaza Aragon. So these are all good locations. This might be kind of noisy. Um, there's a lot of cement and everything here. I would say, 2 bedrooms, 150 square meters, and this is in the exterior with a elevator. Okay, so that's the living room there, and it's quite an unusual description. There you can see it has a double parking space, no noise, 300 square meter terrace. But they don't give you a lot of information. Their description is kind of unique, and it doesn't say much about. It doesn't say anything about pets or whatever. So these are the pictures that they put up. This is the living room. The entrance to the place, and you can see you walk right out here to the pavement. Elevator, nice, it's nice. And I mean, it looks like a nice, cozy, well laid out apartment, if you ask me. But the price point is higher. And here's a nice terrace out there. But the price point is higher. That can bring you less competition, and a nice little place here. If you can afford it, it's in your budget. With the shower, it's even separated there. And they have like another toilet over here, and then a toilet with a shower, so 2 people could use the bathroom in that bathroom at the same time. In the bedroom with a little couch, TV. So it's a nice little apartment, and now you can see what you can get at 1,500 and under, all the way down to 650 for 1 and 2 bedrooms. But there's a lot of inventory. If you're someone who can afford 1,500, then you can also afford the 650. You saw that there were a handful of apartments at the 650, so if 1,500 is not in your budget, then the 650 is. So we're going across the board here. If you are trying to move here, and I know someone who is, hi, and your budget is under 600 euros a month, then you're probably going to need a roommate. How do you do that? Well, you can go over here, and instead of doing viviendas, you're going to do habitación, that you want a room. And then you can mark boy or girl, whether or not you want smoking. Let's go with no smoking. And let's say, whatever, you don't care about the bed, and you really want to only share a house with like, one or two other people. And then let's say that you want a window to the street and a private bathroom. And you would like air conditioning. What happens then, when you say you want air conditioning? 2 options. If you take off the air conditioning, then you're looking at 6 options. So it depends how like poor of a student you are, right? So in this case here, this is without air conditioning, so you go and buy a Pinguino from Leroy Merlin or Amazon, and you put it in your bedroom, and then you've got your air conditioning. This is too far away down here. And then, so I would go with like this one over here, Paso Zaragoza. I think you see by now I think that's a fine area to live in. Over here by the Goya train station, sort of by the Goya train station. And this is in the same section that we've already shown you two apartments there. I would not go here. I would maybe go here. Maybe I would have to go look at it, but I think it's questionable and it's not a convenient location. And then Arabal, as long as you're like near the river, I think it's fine. And so no smoking, 4 bedrooms. And you see, this is they're showing all the rooms. That's the shower and the toilet. And then I don't know, this is the kitchen. And you have yourself a situation there for 300. Let's see what they want. So 4 people, it says you're 5 minute walk to tram stop, 2 minute walk from Stone Bridge. You use Stone Bridge to get across to the main part of the city there. It comes with, your choices are, of course, like my computer on Michael translate, so I have to shoot it back. It said, or they don't accept, it says they have, what is 1.2? Oh, this is 1. So there's 2 bedrooms that are 12 meters squared, furnished and decorated. And then it has, the size of beds, but no couples. New this, new that. It tells you everything that's there. And this is 330 euros. And then you have the next option, and this is 300 euros. And then you have the shared kitchen, and it says baño, but it's not saying if one of these has their own bathroom. And that is something that I put in there. So you're going to, oh yeah, this right here, baño de habitación en suite. So that's good. So this is the one based on our criteria that we would want, right? Because we want our in-suite bathroom, we want a private bathroom, and that's 300 euros. And then you have to call whoever's organizing this and talk to them and get it done and see what they say. So start at the lowest price in decent areas, work your way up, more money, yada yada, here and there. But this is what you do if you're here and you can't afford much. And some people will be in that situation. So this is going to be my last rental video as far as me showing you properties that are here. I have some things that I'm hopefully going to put online of actual rentals that I went to see and people didn't rent them because I just finished helping a large family find an apartment here. So I have a couple of videos that I can show of properties that are from that. I have to get them put together. But anyhow, I hope that you got something out of this. And if you did, if you please like and subscribe, and also for more like literally like daily life moments, like living in Zaragoza, like really the things that we do every day. I overshare on Instagram, which cross post to Facebook. Just a little note, I got monetized with Meta. So that means like if you follow me, if you'll go follow me on Facebook, you'll be helping me out to grow that side of this. My YouTube is only on the first stage of monetization. So I'm not at the I'm not getting any money from ads that you might see on the videos. I still need a couple hundred more subscribers. I need to get up to 1,000. And I need about 400 more watch hours of videos. So if you want to support me by watching more content, subscribe, like, all of that stuff, I really appreciate it. Share anything with anyone that you think might be interested. And as usual, I try to be real and honest with you guys. Sometimes that offends people, especially some of the locals. I'm sorry, it's not my intention. And I hope it helped you. I hope it gave you some insight into what's here in Zaragoza, because you've probably been looking at the more popular cities, and now I've opened your eyes to something, and it's good here. Life is good here. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.